Welcome back. It's WWF Superstars 1994, Monday, week 1 of November. 24 hours ago, on Halloween night, we started a new Halloween tradition with Survivor Series, which used to be the tradition of Thanksgiving. Changed that around. Watching Underworld Wrestling is freaking amazing. Got to edit together episode 2 of the new series, which I'm going to be doing 2 of. Yay! You've probably just watched episode 1. But as you can see, we've got... Oh yeah, that's all the other stuff. We've got Impact, a new episode in Era 3. IPW Local to Global 3. And then Let the Raw Begin, episode 3. I thought that was up there. So yeah, they're not even up yet, so that'll date the video. WWF Let the Raw Begin, episode 3, which is this episode 4. We're going up tonight. I need to see if there's any updates after I've run through this. We'll see if there's any updates for the thing. So Steve Austin comes down to the ring and goes, I come out here on Superstars to say I stand here as your WWF Intercontinental Champion. You see, it is the start of something for me. In 3 months, it is the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to push 30 superstars over the top rope. Before all that, we've got 3 pay-per-views to look forward to. No, it's 2, you idiot. Thank you. We've got 2 pay-per-views to look forward to. And as I defeated Dusty's son, I've got no one to face, so I'm going to go home and put my feet up. Put up my feet. That's very British for Stephen. I should have given that to Regal. And then Regal's music hits, and the fans just look a bit confused because he's been acting a bit heelish since he come here. Yeah, I thought Regal would be, but he didn't do too bad. And he goes, "Hello, Steve. If you're not sure who this sophisticated, that was the word, sophisticated person is, I'm Steven Regal, and I was with WCW with my pride here tonight. I confirm it is me versus you in tonight's main event for the Intercontinental Championship tonight. See you later." And he just bows to the crowd and just walks from behind the curtain, and we cut to Steve and he doesn't look impressed. So yeah, the NASCAR 2 color competition, C+, not bad. 59C and above had decent wrestling done, but Eddie Guerrero defeated Danny Boy Collins in 7:55 by pin for the Frog Splash after the stretch with Dusty Rhodes. The second gen storyline started with that. Danny Boy 38, Eddie Guerrero 63, no work improvements. In a decent match, the Rock and Roll Express defeated the Smoking Guns, and Ricky Morton defeated Billy Gunn by pin for the drop kick. Robert Gibson 62, Ricky Morton 62, Bart Gunn 54. Billy Gunn 56, Robert Gibson improving performance. Billy Gunn has a gimmick that's getting stale. Oh dear. I'll work that out later. King Kendo attacks Hunter Hearst Helmsley backstage and leaves him down and out. That's another storyline we're going with. Going to be pushing King Kendo. Yes, so he's beating up people backstage. If you want to watch an Australian wrestling company, go and watch Underworld Wrestling. It's on Amazon Prime and Pivot Share. It is freaking awesome. I have watched 48 minutes of the 1 hour and so show, and it is brilliant. In about that decent wrestling, Doomsday defeated Chris Jericho in 808 by pin for the chokeslam. Chris Jericho 51, Doomsday 46, and Doomsday improving in Rumble 54 C-. In a poor match, King Kendo defeated Loch Ness Monster in 741 by pin for the Chasm Mac Crash, following botched interference by Hunter Hearst Helmsley. King Kendo 33, Loch Ness 46, no work improvements. The Pushing the Limit storyline has advanced to a segment and gained heat. 660 plus for the hype angle. In a superb match, Steven Regal defeated Steve Austin in 1605 when Steve Austin unintentionally got disqualified. Steven Regal 65, Steve Austin 79. Steven Regal's improving in performance. A 79B for the Intercontinental title storyline is freaking ridiculous. Oh. What are you meowing about, you silly cat? Right, anyway. Let's ignore the cat. I don't know if you can hear her, but I'm up here, recording. So 79B is not bad. We're going to end the show. I'll get that fixed next thing. 72B minus is not bad at all for this show. I think that's quite good. So next up, we've got WWF Superstars Raw. I think we did quite a good show there for Superstars, and we'll see you at Monday Night Raw, where some things are going to start in, because we've got some new storylines starting this episode. And then we've got Unforgiven. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've got 4 Raws, 4 Superstars, and an Unforgiven. Sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 4 of WWF. The Raw Begins. Or whatever the hell I've called this. What have I called this? WWF Let the Raw Begin. Episode number 4. Thanks for watching. And welcome back. Tonight, in a terrible pre-show match, Savio Vega defeated American Kickboxer by pinfall with a Caribbean kick. American Kickboxer 17, Savio Vega 55, 44D. No work appearance. American Kickboxer 0 on all ideal. We're in front of 5,000 people tonight at the Springfield Civic Centre, which is great. In a pre-show battle, I've had Subpar Racing Heat Ultimate Dragon defeat Drew McDonald in 8-10 by pinfall the Running Dragon Bomb. Drew McDonald 34, Ultimate Dragon 52. No work improvements. Drew McDonald 3 off his game. In a pre-show battle, I had decent wrestling, but not much heat. Taz defeated Finley in 7:35 with the Taz suplex. Tazplex, Finley 43, Taz 59. No work in prison 57C minus. In a pre-show battle, I had decent wrestling, but not much heat. Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Rob Van Dam in 8:28 by pinfall the Springboard Hurricanrana. Rey Mysterio 54, Rob Van Dam 46, and 54C minus. No work improvements. In a superb pre-show match, Jim Duggan defeated Davey Boy Smith in 7:55 by running clothesline tackle. Jim Duggan 68 and Davey Boy Smith 80. These two have great chemistry. Jim Duggan improving in technical. Video plays hyping up Vader, Yokozuna, The Undertaker, The Ultimate Warrior, Sting, Earnhardt, Razor, Rowan, and Diesel. Decided not to do all the champions because it gives it a lower rating. We need better ratings. 74B. With me as well on screen. So Jim goes, welcome to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. Tonight is stat. 24 hours after Survivor Series, and the guys can't wait for tonight, but Sean's coming to the ring. What is on his mind? So Sean gets down to the ring and he goes, let's cut the crap and get to the point. If you watched Raw a few weeks ago, I said if Brett could not beat Vader, I'll be coming for Vader. Last night Brett did not beat Vader, beat the man beast Vader. So Vader, Unforgiven, me versus you, WWF Championship. And then Vader comes out and he goes, you think you're so funny, don't you, John? Don't you, Sean? Having these fans cheer, you see, this is a jump of crap around my waist. This is just a lump of crap around my waist, I meant to say. So if Unforgiven, I'll let you face me. I'm going to hurt you more than I hurt Brett. I'm going to destroy you. And then I come out as Vince McMahon and he goes, fine, as Vader said you got the match. Vader said you got the match. Tonight you two better find some partners as you're in a tag match tonight, which is our main event of the night. I'm not going to reveal anything for that because I do book it up. But Unforgiven, we are now stacking up the deck for Unforgiven with a huge main event as Vader will meet Shawn Michaels one-on-one with that WWF Championship on the line. In a decent match, Hunter Hearst Helmsley defeated 1-2-3 Kid in 806 by pinfall the Pedigree, following a botched interference by King Kendo. 1-2-3 Kid 52, Hunter Hearst 51, no work improvements. The pushing the limit storylines of this segment. In a decent match, Onslaught defeated the Bushwhackers in 8:29 when Chris Styles defeated Bushwhacker Butch by pinfall the Last Rites. Onslaught make defense number 7 on their WWF World Tag Team titles. Bushwhacker Luke 51, Bushwhacker Butch 59, Doug Williams 54, Chris Daniels 47, Daniels improving in performance of 59C. After the match, the Rock and Roll Express hit the ring attacking them, and that's another match we'll book now. I'm going to book a few tonight, but as we all know, Onslaught are booked. 47D. In a superb match, Diesel defeated Jim Nadine Hart in 7:32 by pinfall the Jackknife Powerbomb. Diesel 68, Jim Nadine Hart 74. No working for him, 75B minus. And then out comes Dave Boy and he goes, and Diesel, hey Diesel, it's me, the British Bulldog. I heard you Sunday in the locker room saying shit about me and my skills in the ring. Look at you. You think you're so much better than the British Bulldog? How about you come to Unforgiven and face me, or have you got no balls? But this Diesel jumps out the ring and runs down Davey Boy, throwing him backwards. And then he picks him up and jackknife powerballs him off the stage through some tables and loads of spark of smoke coming up. So Davey Boy's out, you know, they get a stretcher, you see them all stretched out after the commercial break. And they speak about it. But then we have, in a decent match, Jeff Jarrett defeated Chris Benoit in 7:38 by pinfall. Chris Benoit 62, Jeff Jarrett 58. No working for him, 65C. Goodbye, Jeff Jarrett. That was his final match with the WWF. And then Brett's in the back, and we see Mike Tenay as, yes, Mike, I lost last night. I don't know where I'm going from here. I lost my rematch with Vader, and I've got nothing. But I'm going to fight back to get my title from Vader. And then the interview just goes dark, and we hear Taker's voice, but we cannot see him. You're not going to end. You're going to your end, Bret Hart. It is me you will face soon, and I'll lay you to rest in your own personal coffin. And 77B was rated on mainly for Bret Hart, so 70B is not bad. Your time is over. Storyline start with this segment. In a bad had good wrestling and a decent match crowd. Brian Pillman and the Nasty Boys defeated Mankind and the Steiner Brothers in 7:44 when Jerry Saggs defeated Mankind by pinfall. That's quality in the colour commentary match boost. Jerry Saggs 65, Brian Knobbs 63, Brian Pillman 63, Mankind 73, Scott Steiner 66, Rick Steiner 64. There's another set of matches there as well for Unforgiven. I want to get this quite a nice looking card set up. But one of the storylines I'm going for now is Brian Pillman versus Mankind, aka Mick Foley. As soon as I can say it, because everyone knows that in this day and age. And then tag team match, the Nasty Boys taking the Steiner Brothers. Well, that is. So yeah, the Awesome Stars storyline started with Mankind proved flying and Brian Knobbs in performance 73B-. In above had fantastic and great wrestling, Dustin Rhodes defeated Bret Hart in 7:36 by pinfall after destruction from The Undertaker, 65C. Bret Hart 87, Dustin Rhodes 62. It was so yeah, if I'll show you the road agent notice, Bret Hart should be distracted by Undertaker, but he should be dominant and kept strong. But yeah, your time is over, so on start this segment. Batman Bigelow and Psycho Sid have a heated conversation, and eventually come to Bly swarm the ring to break them up before they can hurt each other. We then cut to a camera in the back. No, we don't. In an exceptional match, Terry Funk defeated Undertaker in 7:46 by pinfall, following interference from Bret Hart. The Undertaker 87, Terry Funk 79, The Undertaker and Paul Bearer. Terry Funk improving and flying, and I will book it because obviously it's going to happen. The Undertaker versus Bret Hart. Unforgiven is looking like a freaking stacked show. I'm going to have most of the matches booked for that before long. So Sting's in the back and he goes, this place is hotting up as the year nearly ends. But I've got a major problem, and it's this Japanese sumo wrestler guy, Yokozuna. You see, everybody's on a high now. It's nearly Royal Rumble time. That's 3 months away. Now, I have been to Vince. He's booked me in a match with Yokozuna tonight. Hey, Sean, I hope you like me as your tag partner. So as your tag team main event, Sting and Shawn Michaels were taking on Yokozuna and Vader. In an exceptional match, though, the Ultimate Warrior defeated Owen Hart in 8:02 by pinfall. Owen Hart 85, Ultimate Warrior 77. Unforgiven, that's going to be another one of the matches. In a rematch, there's a lot of matches being booked tonight. I want to get the card more or less booked with the storylines tonight so you can kind of get an idea of where we're going over the next 3 months. 77B. In above had fantastic and great wrestling, Razor Ramon and Bam Bam Bigelow defeat Psycho Sid and Lex Luger in 7:55 when Razor Ramon defeats Psycho Sid by pin for the fall away slam. Now it's quality in the colour commentary match boost. Bam Bam 77, Razor 81, Luger 72 and Psycho Sid 66. So at Unforgiven, my friends, it's going to be a freaking Falls Count Anywhere bloody match as Bam Bam Bigelow will meet Psycho Sid one-on-one in the middle of that ring in that sort of match. It's going to be brilliant. We've also got Lex Luger versus Razor Ramon. That's going to get going down. Unforgiven. If Davey Boy is healed and not injured from his brutal angle, which I was quite surprised he didn't, because I did put the injury quite high. It'll be Davey Boy Smith and Diesel in action as well on that night. I think we've got a few more storylines to do. Yeah, we've got a few more to go, but we're getting there. Yeah, we'll sort them out a bit. Of course, you've got Hunter Hearst Helmsley as well. I'm just checking I've done everything we've been booking for a while. Taking on King Kendo. And anyway, this show is a 4-hour show, so we can get away with all these storylines because I made sure of it. Everything is booked now. Steven Regal, we've already booked that, haven't we? Yeah, that was booked during Superstars. Just trying to make sure I need booked. Daniel Collins and Dustin Rhodes. That's something I meant to have booked and I didn't book when it happened. So Dustin Rhodes. This is my way of pushing Danny Boy Collins. Hopefully it will help him out a bit because he's up right down here in the Richmond and I've been trying everything to get him over and I cannot do it. So this is the last straw to get him over. If not, he might have to go. But yeah, 73B minus. Another great match. We've got one more match to book and that is after this. Sting and Vader and Yokozuna take on Mankind and Sting. And that match is our main event of Monday Night Raw. In an exceptional match, Vader and Yokozuna defeat Sting and Shawn Michaels in 2023 when Yokozuna defeats Shawn Michaels by pin with a bonsai drop. Yokozuna was the weakling storehouse of everyone's house's ring performance, which is what I thought would happen. But Unforgiven, we've got a brilliant show, but this is all the storylines we've got going on at the moment. The Sting, 1 week, Yokozuna, one-on-one. That's Unforgiven for you. So you got Bam Bam Bigelow. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then book a match for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I probably miscounted then. Right, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I would have extra one because I've put that in, haven't I? That's not a storyline. So yeah, it all works out. All the storylines are now booked for the show, including an additional one match. Vader improving in flying and performance. Once again, Vader outdoing himself, an 81B. That's where we end Raw tonight with 79B. I don't know if we'll beat WCW Monday Nitro this week, but we normally do most weeks, so they do a really shit WCW because they can't get any higher. The show's only an hour long. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week for another edition of Monday Night Raw. So I've made a decision. Superstars has ended. I've ended Superstars off. And we're just going to have Raws from now on. But we're only going to be doing 2 Raws per episode. So this is the final Raw. In a bad had pre-show, I've had decent wrestling with little heat. Eddie Guerrero defeated the Hurricane in 8:17 by pin with a frog splash. Nice quality in the colour commentary gave the match boost. Eddie Guerrero so that as being good. 76, Hurricane 32, no work compared to 66C+. In a decent pre-show bout, the Smoking Guns defeated the Bushwhackers when Butgun defeated Bushwhacker by the side window slam. Bushwhacker Luke 48, Bushwhacker Butch 57, Bartgun 54, Billy Gunn 52. Bushwhacker Butch is improving in performance skills, which is nice. In a pre-show bout, Subpar Wrestling in Little Heat, Doomsday defeated Finley in 7:45 by pin for the flying clothesline. Doomsday 47, Finley 44. Doomsday improving in technical. 49C+. And then in a bout that had decent wrestling, but Little Heat, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Ultimate Dragon 808 by pin for the springboard Hurricanrana. Rey Mysterio Jr. 68, Ultimate Dragon 61. No work for 70C+. And we open straight up with a wrestling match tonight. In a decent match, Mankind, King Kendo, Danny Boy Collins defeat Dustin, Brian Pillman and Hunter Hearst Helmsley, when Mankind defeated Brian Pillman by pin for the double arm DDT. But Danny Collins went off his game. Dusty Rhodes did some good work ringside, and that's quality in the colour commentary match boost. Danny Collins, 44, King Kendo 38, Mankind 79, Hunter Hearst Helmsley 52, Pillman 63, Dusty Rhodes or Dustin Rhodes 73, Hunter Hearst improving Rumble. And then Vince McMahon comes out to the ring and he goes, as you just saw, these 6 men shone in that match. You see, this industry is changing. And with it, we need to change. And that is what we're doing. Tonight, Raw debuts in Australia on Channel 9, along with our events too. Also, the 6 men you just saw will now be in a 6-man elimination match at Unforgiven for a new championship to debut at Unforgiven. Now, I've asked for Davey Boy's fit tonight, and he is. Tonight's main event is a huge 8-man tag match, and we'll see Sting, Bret Hart, Davey Boy, Shawn Michaels versus Vader, Yokozuna, The Undertaker, and Diesel. And there's so much more. This is Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw is changing 4,000 people tonight, 79B from Thingaming. And in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent match crowd, 1-2-3 Kid defeat Jim Duggan in 7:33 by pinfall. Jim Duggan's getting better, he's going to announce quality in the colour commentary match boost. 1-2-3 Kid 68, Jim Duggan 67. No work improvements. In a bout that had good wrestling but didn't have much heat, Chris Jericho defeated Rob Van Dam in 7:45 by pinfall. These two are pretty good chemistry and it lifted the match. Rob Van Dam 65, Chris Jericho with a 65, no work improvements, 70C+. And that'll be another match for Unforgiven then. If they've got good heat, I'm going to book a rematch for them. There you go, you see the 6-man elimination match at the very top of the ladder for that show. But we're going to have Rob Van Dam versus Chris Jericho as well at the event, because why the hell not? In about very good wrestling and a decent match of card, Onslaught defeated the Steiner Brothers in 8:15 when Christopher Daniels defeated Scott Steiner by pin for the last rights. Onslaught made defense number 8 of their WWF Tag Team titles. Scott Steiner 81, Rick Steiner 75, Doug Williams 59, Chris Daniels 56. Doug Williams improving in performance. So I have changed the product, by the way. I didn't do it so we lost popularity again, but I've changed the product again to suit what this company is now going for, which is more edgy. Then we see the Rock and Roll Express kind of go, we've been wrestling this business for years. We made a name for the Rock and Roll Express. And then Robert comes in and goes, you two come into the business only a year and Vince gives you a shot. You win. Well done. 3 weeks, your little surprising run will end when us, the Rock and Roll Express, win the tag bouts. No improvements with the WWF Tag Team Champions advanced to that lost heat. Not too bad, 50-50 bid. In a decent match, Chris Benoit and the Rock and Roll Express defeated Savio Vega and the Nasty Boys, and Chris Benoit defeated Savio Vega by pinfall. And in terms of ring work, Chris Benoit was head and shoulders above everyone else. Robert Gibson 53, Ricky Morton 54, Chris Benoit 75, Savio Vega 57, Jay Sag 64, Brian Knobbs 65. Robert Gibson in performance, Brian Knobbs in performance, and Savio Vega in Rumble at 70C+. Then we see Owen Hart in the back and he goes, last week the Ultimate Warrior pinned me 1, 2, 3. It's not fair. He beat me. How dare he beat me? He comes back to a hero's welcome and the King of the Ring gets pushed aside like last week's newspaper. You see, Warrior, I'm better than you on any given night, and last week was a fluke, and at Unforgiven, I'll prove my point. In about that fantastic and great wrestling, the Ultimate Warrior defeated Lex Luger in 7:36 by pinfall after distraction from Razor Ramon. Lex Luger 73, Warrior 77, a 72B-. You're no good as Advanced segment gained heat and where you've been stored as Advanced segment. In an exceptional match, Owen Hart defeated Razor Ramon in 7:42 by pinfall following interference from Lex Luger. Razor Ramon 80, Owen Hart 86, Owen Hart improving in performance. And then Lex in the back and goes, that's what we call payback, you son of a bitch. You think you can shit on me during my match? I'm not having it. This is a new WWF with a new attitude, and I'm kicking your ass all over the ring in 3 weeks. Prick. 77B, nice. And here we go, the debut of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I've been wanting to do this and I've been pushing off, but I'm doing it now. You ready? Stone Cold Steve Austin, 77B. Let's start a new chapter of Steve Austin's career, which is this, at Kiss My Ass Vince. If you want to put me in a rematch at Unforgiven and you think this is not... You think it is not this? It is fair? Not. This is what I think to it. He flips the bird at the camera. And at Unforgiven, I'm going to kick Regal's ass. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. So Stone Cold Steve Austin, I've debuted many months earlier, but I want to start pushing him towards a main event push once he's finished the Intercontinental title, which is not going to be until after WrestleMania. I think I've got it down as WrestleMania, where he will start getting a big bit more of a push, but I'm not sure who I want to take the belt off him, but I'm thinking Danny Boy, Chris Jericho is going to get the belt off Steve Austin, so that might happen at WrestleMania. I'm not too sure. Are you sure to continue about dressing this? Nope. So, yep, that's got a great... So he's got his badass gimmick now. So he's... And he comes out for this match. And above had great hitting, decent wrestling, Bam Bam Bigelow and Steven Regal defeated Steve Austin and Psycho Sid in 8:26. Well, Steven Regal defeated Psycho Sid by pin with exploded suplex. Psycho Sid was rated straight out of women's performance. Steve Austin and Psycho Sid came just fine. Regal 70, Bam Bam 77, Psycho Sid 50. Steve Austin out there was 60. Psycho Sid in technical performance of 73B-. In a superb match, Jim Nadine Hart defeated Terry Funk in 8:19 by Bill the Anvil Flatliner. Jim Nadine Hart 71, Terry Funk's 81. No working Bruce 76B-. David Boyd versus Dustin Rhodes at Unforgiven being hyped. And our main event gets a 79B in an exceptional match. David Boy Smith, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels and Sting defeat Vader, Yokozuna, The Undertaker and Diesel in 21:04 when Sting defeated Yokozuna by pin by diving crossbody. Sting had an in-ring performance of 86, Shawn Michaels 90, Bret Hart 89, David Boy 77, Diesel 73, The Undertaker 87, Yokozuna 70 and Vader 92. The WWF Championship story on Advanced segment, so is the Your Time Is Over, the bigger challenge, what's going on stories against Advanced and CNT. Sting in technical, David Boy in performance, Vader in technical, flying and performance. Good old Vader. And that is going to end tonight's show. Probably not the best show we've done in a while. 78B. Could have been better, but that is Monday Night Raw. I want to thank you all for watching episode number 4 of WWF. The Raw is now. We're going to change the show just a little bit to the Attitude Era setup, what's preset on the game next week. This is not how I wanted to turn out to be, but we'll see you next week for another edition of Monday Night Raw, where you get 2 Monday Night Raws and Unforgiven. Thanks for watching episode number 3. Welcome back. So ignore what I said in the previous video. We're going to have a rundown of what's going on in the world. We got beaten last night by Monday Nitro. They got 10,000 people as well. Our product is this. I'm going to be changing it a bit. But you see, the thing is, that works for me as someone who enjoys it. Now, I change it like this because I don't think it's fair whenever we change a product, you lose popularity, because companies change their product all the time and they keep the same fan base. So to change that and that one, yeah, I can't change it for some reason. Media. Is that it? So I'm just going to keep it as it is. I think it works very well. It's going to take a bit of time for us to get to where we need to be. Unless we go full, something was a bit more boring. What we had before was which is basically what we've been on. This and this to me is what the WWF failed on, but that's what we're going to go with, I think. For now, I'm definitely going to change up this because I don't agree with that at all, but I'm not doing that. We're going to stick where we are for now. I'm going to stick with our guns. I don't think we've got a problem. So the roster stands like this. You've got Bret Hart. That's Bret Hart, Lex Luger. I'm going to put on popularity. Owen Hart, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Sting, Ultimate Warrior, The Undertaker, Vader, and Yokozuna. As you can see, Bret Hart is up there. Shawn Michaels is up there. The Undertaker is there. Warriors are there, and Vader's there. You see, if we do it on popularity, yeah, they'll be doing the same sort of stuff, so it's better just to keep it how it is. Bam Bam Bigelow, Pillman, Davey Boy Smith, Diesel, Dustin Rhodes, Jim Duggan, Jim Nadine, Steve Austin, Psycho Sid, and Terry Funk. And Terry Funk is going. I'm going to confirm that now. Terry Funk is 50 years old. He's going to be released. I know that he's going to be unhappy about it. But along with him, I was also contemplating whether to keep him or not, is Jim Duggan. So that is, some of the things I've been doing regularly. You'll notice that this week the certain wrestlers vanished because they've been released. 1, 2, 3 Kid, Brian Knobbs, Bushwhacker Butch, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Hunter Hearst, Jerry Sags, Mankind, Rick Steiner, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, Savio Vega, Scott Steiner, and Steven Regal. I should really auto push this now and release those people. No, it stays the same. I like that when it does that. Who we got in low mid? Bart Gunn, Billy Gunn, Bushwhacker Luke, Chris Daniels, Doomsday, and Doug Williams, and Juice van der Liger. I'm happy that they are there now. But as you can see, if we look at these two, in fact, let's do him first. You look at where they were when we signed them, and look where they are now. That's what you call hard bloody work. I know it's the tag team belts more than anything, putting the belts on them. But as you can see, I'll show you the tag team chemistry of these two as well. And we've just recently acquired Liger. He was injured when we signed him, but he's now back, so he'll be appearing on our first show. Jericho, Danny Boy's now in the mid card opener, which is good. King Kendo, Mysterio, and RVD. Who else have we got? A Richmond talent, Finlay and Ultimo Dragon, which is nice to see. And then of course we got Paul Heyman and Dusty Rhodes. We got Mike Tenay and Jim Ross. I am going to be firing someone in a minute. Jim Cornette, Bill Hebner, Jack Don, Jim Cuddies, and Tim White are our referees. Vincent Man's the authority figure. We go down to where the road agents are. We were quite surprised he's in the road agent. Bob Orton, Gerald Briscoe, Shane McMahon, and Tony Gear are all the road agents who work on the shows. And then in the personality, we've got Howard Finkel, who I am not using enough of to really want to have around. So I'm going to release him. We've got 6 days till Monday Night Raw next. So we're going to have a quick look at the... I need to know who the top are. Company Wars, who's above us? WCW and New Japan. So we are below a company we've got a working relationship with. So we can get talent from ASAW, New Japan. So we can go view their roster. We can go who's in your main event scene. Dean Malenko, Kaja Kinja, and then we can go to, you know, I'd look at their popularity. Let's see. You see, they're the main eventing out there. You see, he'd be a good one to bring in. You know, you have to be careful because they're main eventing out there, but it doesn't mean they're popular here. And there's another one we could bring in, Michelle Nishul. And you could have a good, and Power Warrior. There's another one we could bring in. They won't be our main event scene, but, you know, with that sort of popularity, they'll be in our mid-card scene. So we're going to have a look at the WCW, World Wrestling Championship Wrestling. Who have they got on their roster at the moment? So I'm only going to look at their top players. Honky Tonk Man, Hulk Hogan, Jake Roberts, Jerry Lawler, Jimmy Snuka, Kevin Sullivan, Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat, Roddy Piper, and the Guardian Angel. Looks like a bloody retirement home. Oh, there's a joke with the East mate. Bob Backlund, Booker T, Dom Davis, Johnny Be Bad, and Johnny Lanny Poth, Meg, Paul Ordorff, Steve Ray the Viking, and Tutu Santana. There's a Viking versus him, what beat us this past week on Raw. Bobby Eaton, Brad Armstrong, Bunkhouse Buck, Dave Sullivan, Kevin Von Erich, Louis Perez, Marcus Alexander, Bagwell, Michael Haynes, New Jack, Paul Roman, Rip Prog, Sergeant Captain Pittman, Steve Kern, Tax Solga, The Patriot. Who is behind the mask of The Patriot? That's what I want to know, because he's a good wrestler by the looks of it. Del Wax, have we got you shortlisted? Nope, you're shortlisted. I don't know when his contract comes to an end, but try and sign him. Alex Wright, Big Bad John, Al Poff, Frank Anderson, Frankie Lancaster, J Meg, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker, The Cryptic Keeper. Who else we got? Buddy Walker, Jim Power, Mark Staines, The Gambler, and the Van Hammond. Ugh. Buddy Walker, Jim Power, Mark Staines, The Gambler, and Van Hammond. I already did that. I went for Richmond. Bunkhouse Brown, Lieutenant James Earl Wright, and Vern Sherbert. See, their roster is crap. They've got no female wrestlers like us. We got rid of our female division. That will be coming back later in a few years' time. Diamond Doll, Jimmy Hart, Sensuous Sherry, and Theodore Long, or Teddy Long. Whatever you want to call him. Gordon Soul is their announcer. Who's their colour commentator? I'm interested. I do know this. Bobby Heenan. Boo. Referees, so we've got Brandy Bone, Mickey Jack, Nick Patrick, and Randy Anderson. We paid off by. And if anyone noticed someone missing, that is because he's dead. Many people thought I was joking about that. Eric Bischoff is the authority figure. Boo. Yeah, we haven't seen who's booking this show, have you? Jody Hamilton, Pez Walter, and Sergeant Slaughter are their road agent. They got Sergeant Slaughter as well. It is a fucking retirement home for old WWF guys. Chris Curse, Carl Robert Parker, Gene Oakland, Harley Race, Jesse Ventura. I'll shortlist you. Harley Race, Jesse Ventura, Larry Mark, Nick Winkle, Sir William, son of Tony Schiavone. Oh look, Vince Russo. Anyone know who Vince Russo is? He's their head booker. I fired him. So, let's have a look at who their champions are. Kevin Sullivan is a United States champion. World Heavyweight is Ricky Steamboat. Tag team champion are Paul Ramar and Paul Orndorff. And television's Bunkhouse Buck. Not too bad. Over to New Japan now. I'm not going to do their entire stuff, but I'm just going to run through their titles. Best of the IWGP Juniors Yoshika Fujara. Manbai Nakashima. Yoko Yatsuro Nakashima Fujiwara, and then that's it, isn't it? Yeah, for champions. They're doing quite well, to be honest. As you can see, they're getting 87Bs. There's some A's in there, and A here with that sort of match. Yeah, we ain't nowhere near there. We're gonna have to work on our roster to get there, but we will get there eventually because our roster is good and they're improving. Well, the other company we want to have a look at is Impact. Oh God, what the hell are you? Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling are the future stars of WWF. Now it's owned by a Fire, and Bruce Hart is the booker. The only team I know in here is Brutally Incorporated and the Hardy Boys. There will be one added in a little bit. So I'm going to be going to filter. I'm going to go for contract type, and I'm only going to look at the development people. So these are the people I have signed to go for a development contract with the company, who could appear on and have appeared on Monday Night Raw. So you've got Ace Steel, the Dudley Boys, Edge, Eric Ross, Gado, Homicide, Hardy, Joey Legend, Matt Hardy, who were on WWF for the time being. What's this? Amateur. Shortly after Hardy sending the tape for World Championship Wrestling Amateur Challenge using the ring name High Voltage, a tag team named Hardy began competing in WCW, causing Hardy to change his name to Surge. After he was aided, it was revealed to him by Chris Canyon that the tape had been kept in the WCW power plant, watched multiple times, and the name High Voltage was blatantly stolen from it. That's not fair, really, is it? No, and then you got Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Michael Modest, Mike Quackenbush, Mr. Ular, Stevie Richards, Super Crazy, The Hurricane, Gregory Helms, Tiger Al Singh, and Ultimate Jr. As you can see, the oldest person in there is Ultimate Jr. I think he is. Yeah, most of them are around the mid-20s to 23. Ace Steel, 21. I've been working around the circuit for a few weeks. Now, I don't know who they've got on the roster, but the national tag teams are vacant. Television is Super Crazy, Universal Jeep Sweeps, and Wrestling's Cannibal Grizzly. So none of my guys who I have put in there are working because, they've brought their own wrestlers in. These are the, Devon Dudley and all them sort of people there. So that's what's going on in the world. Now, as you can see, we lost to Monday Nitro last week. Some weeks we win, some weeks we don't. It's kind of back and forth battle at the moment between them. But we're going to do something now. We're going to go to our talent... no, not alliances. Where is our try? We're going to add the Dudley Boys to the tag team division of this company because that's what I've brought them in to be. Team 3D will do. So why is it not active then? That's what I meant. Inactive unit. No, they're a unit. Save. Thank you. Obviously the game, I thought I did that, so I don't know why they're not wrestling. There we go, the Dudley Boys. So while you're all here, we're going to have a quick look around the wrestling industry. Now how I do this is male. I go from the age of 1 to the age of 29, and I just go for a wrestler who is active to hire. And in terms of ring work, I'm looking for not awful, but in-ring workers. And that brings up these people that you can sign, who can probably work for you, probably go on. You see, like, he can go on the development deal. He'll become LA Park. We can buy the rights off them. And this is how you get to see people now. He had a special match on TV, as you saw. Some of the people I bring in, I bring in just to see Balls Mahoney. Will he come in? And yeah, see, this is BG James. He won't come back at the moment, but I do want to bring him back at some point. Bill DeMont. It's just about finding people who, need that little bit of a push and a bit of help. We'll bring in Brian. Yeah, so I'm not going to bring them in unless they want that deal, because development deals are very, very much important to me because I want everyone to be able to do something good. Cannibal Grizzly, are you going to be able to do that? Yes, you are. Good. Definitely going to try and get Trevor Guerrero Jr. in on the developmental deal, especially with he's not interested in signing. That's fine. We can wait a bit then, because at the moment I don't need anyone. Chris Harris. Please don't tell me James Storm's already debuted as well. C.W. Anderson, Dancing Wolf, Danny Dynamite, Devon Storm. That's someone I have been in the aka Crowbar. So Crowbar can come in. He's not interested, so he can wait a bit. D'Lo Brown. I don't think D'Lo Brown would let me either. put him in developmental contract. I think I've tried, yeah. Because you don't think he's going to improve much, and if he's not going to improve much, then what's the point of bringing him in? So you see, these people get, I've released, they've got contracts quite quickly, to be honest. Greg Valentine, UK. Let's bring in Greg Valentine from the UK, sure. There we go. Head on to A and B. They're touring at the moment. Inferno Kid. James Mason Munton. So there's no one really I'm interested in at the moment. Just Incredible is someone I'm interested in, but he won't re-sign. Carl Karma is 28. He's a 7-year pro from Britain. So, he's got a few years left in him. We'll bring him in, see how he can do. He's someone I've been interested in for a while and been contemplating bringing in for a while now. And I haven't got around to it. Anything else we see? Mikey Whitbeck. Yeah, Mikey Whitbeck becomes somebody quite important in the industry, so we'll bring him in. I need one more. Sabu. Yeah, Sabu don't want to join the WWF. I don't know why. I've tried that before, just trying to prove a point. Yeah, no, Vidrika Simas. See, the Dominator as well is someone I wanted to bring in from England, but he says I'm uninterested because he's quite good already in the ring. So we're going to bring in the UK Undertaker as well. He will become Rick Masters in the comp if he signs. So I'll see you guys in the next episode of WWF. Whatever the hell this is. WWF Let the Raw Begin. This is episode number 4 finishing now. Let the Raw Begin. Episode 4. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying every series on my channel. Oh God, we're doing this for 16 minutes. And I'll see you again. I hope you're enjoying this idea now where we do a quick run through after 2 Raws. Just means the episodes don't go on too long. They're nice and short and sweet. And it means you get to experience the universe, what's going on with us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in episode number 5.